I just can't imagine more people having a greater impact on kind of making the lives better for people. He launched the careers of hundreds and hundreds of people, taught for 47 years in the sociology department at UC Berkeley. And what an enormous loss.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Who would like to share next?
My partner served in the sociology at UC Berkeley with Michael, and he was very involved in labor issues. Very important man, and had a lot of influence. And it was a very tragic loss for all of us here at this intersection. I hope we can do something in his honor.
My friend, he's my neighbor. I've known him for more than 10 years. And honestly, he changed my life, and he changed the life of so many students at UC Berkeley. He had more than 80 dissertation students, which is like an unheard of number of students. And he advised so many more people on their research projects. If you walk around, in the Bay Area, you say you're at UC Berkeley in sociology, people ask you, do you know Michael? Right? And they'll remember him jumping on desks to get students involved in the class. He learned the name of every student in undergraduate, an undergraduate seminar of 200 people. He would just inspire students to believe that they could be anything. He would talk about this concept of an organic intellectual to help students coming from less advantaged backgrounds believe that they could be scholars. He did so much at UC Berkeley. He was an activist, very involved in the struggle for Palestine. It's hard to imagine a world without him, right? He was my inspiration and the inspiration of so many more people. And it was such a senseless death. And I'm so grateful for you all for being here, right? Because this is something that easily changed. And something Michael wrote about after the death of one of his closest friends was the idea of real utopias and how we can build them together. And so I just really want to say thank you for being here, for honoring him, and for helping make Oakland a better place.
Hi, my name's Naomi Schneider, and I was Michael Burawoy's book editor at the University of California Press. I worked with him on 4 books. I probably have published about 30 of his students, and he was a dear friend of mine and also a mentor, because as his student said, Michael taught us so much about what is important in life. He's probably one of the few Berkeley people who supervised over 80 dissertations. His generosity and commitment to his students was legend. And he was an indefatigable social activist. The way he carried himself, the way he lived, the way he mentored, the way he wrote, stays with us and will influence the rest of our lives. Those of us who've had significant interaction with him. And I just want to say how much I miss him during this really bleak time. Michael's words provide leadership for us and how to fight against the growing autocracy. And I'm so pleased to be honoring him again. It will take a long time not to feel this real heaviness about his loss.
Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Anders Peterson. I'm a member of the Adams Point community. I'm part of the Adams Point neighborhood group, which serves as our Neighborhoods Crime Prevention cohort. I've lived here in this lovely neighborhood since 2018. On behalf of other folks who are here present from the Adams Point Neighborhood Group, we want to invite you to continue to be engaged in promoting safety for our neighborhood. I am just so sad that one of our neighbors had to pass away due to a vehicle accident as a pedestrian. It's such a heartbreak, and to know that this is something that can be avoidable. I want to use our neighbor's wonderful life as a tool to help us change the things that we can change so this doesn't ever happen again. And I hope you will join me in that. We have a wonderful opportunity ahead of us to have Grand Avenue changed through the Grand Avenue repaving project. This is our time to make sure that the street is designed in a way that is more safe for all of the people who use this beautiful side of the lake, including pedestrians, all of these wonderful families who visit our beloved Fairyland behind us, in front of us here, all of those who utilize the park, our local businesses, those who are using the Grand Avenue as a way to get around in their car, but also those on their bikes. And let's work together to make sure that we're providing feedback to the Department of Transportation in their design for the repaving project. If you're not aware, there is going to be a public meeting to both learn about the repaving project and to provide our feedback coming up within the next month or two. The department will then collect information and make sure that we proceed with the best possible plan. But you need to be aware that there's a lot of different parties at work, including AC Transit, that have opinions about how the Grand Avenue is used. So we ask you to make sure that you're informed. You can go to the Department of Transportation website and learn about what the plans are right now. And I want to also say a big thank you to the organization that puts on events like this, and thank you for helping to be advocates for safer streets throughout Oakland. And please join the Adams Point Neighborhood Group if you live in the neighborhood and would like to be informed. Thank you.
In December, I was at a concert at St. Paul's Cathedral with my mother-in-law and my wife. We left, first crossed Harrison. She made it halfway across before traffic the other way got the green light and started honking at her. Crossed Grand, it was the same problem. I reported on C-ClickPix. It was closed within a week or two. Nothing was done, but it was closed. There is a new ticket open now. The crossing time is ridiculously short. In addition, of course, to all of the problems with the street. Definitely, it'll take a little bit longer to get the street changes, but the crossing time can be changed quickly.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming out today. My name is Jean Walsh and I am an AC Transit board director for this area. The previous speaker mentioned AC Transit, and I wanted to say a few words as an individual board member on the AC Transit board. We work hard every day to make the bus more reliable for people and faster and more convenient. How many times have you gone to Google Maps and seen that it's 8 minutes to drive there and 42 minutes to take the bus? That's what we're trying to fix. We're trying to make the bus go faster. But we can never, ever sacrifice safety for speed. Transit times are important, yes, and we want to make the bus faster, but we can never do that at the expense of our bus riders who have to walk across the street and cross dangerous intersections to get to the bus stop. So we want safe streets at all costs. We hear a lot from our elected leaders and our candidates about the importance of public safety. How many mailers have you got that say safety is important? Public safety is the most important thing in Oakland right now. Absolutely. And you know what? Traffic safety is public safety. How many people have died on our streets unnecessarily? Absolutely in an avoidable way. We can fix this. That's the good news. It's not expensive. It's not hard. We have to have the political will, and we can do it. We can make our streets safer for people walking and biking and taking the bus and getting around that are outside of a car. We can do this. And even people inside of a car. So let's do it. Let's put pressure on our elected leaders. Let's put pressure on our decision makers and tell them that safety can't wait. We want safe streets now. What do we want?
Safe streets!
When do we want them?
Now!
Thank you.
I'm a mom of 2 young kids, and we bike Grand. Well, I wish we bike Grand more. I just have to say that with apologies to the children here, I am just so fucking sick of having a freeway in the middle of our city, next to the crown jewel of Oakland, next to a beloved children's institution. There is no reason to have a multi-lane freeway in the middle of our city. Right. Grand should be grand. It should live up to its name. This should be an incredibly vibrant street with shops and kids running around and bike lanes. And it's not. It's a freeway in the middle of our city, and there's absolutely no reason for that. This death was preventable, it was senseless, and it is awful, and it is part of a pattern in our city that needs to be stopped. We do have a tremendous opportunity in front of us to change Grand. There are upcoming meetings. You can email the city, make your voice heard. Your voice matters in making our streets safer. Together we can make Grand grand, so let's do this.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Heidi Gokari. Sorry. I also lost my 4-year-old granddaughter on the other side of the lake, and I live in this neighborhood. Since I've gotten very involved with what's happening, advocating for traffic safety, and one of the things that I want all of you to know, because I didn't know it as just a member of the public, we voted on Measure U funds quite a few years back. Those funds needs to be put into these paving projects. Department of Transportation has done a wonderful, wonderful job in the past couple of years that I've been involved with them in coming up with great designs, especially around Lake Merritt. But there is no money. And we've got to get the city to sell the bonds to provide the money for these paving projects to move forward. So please, I beg every single one of you, use anything, talk to your friends, educate them about how important selling bonds for the city of Oakland is now to save life, not 5 months down the road, not a year down the road, but now. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Laura.
I'm Cole.
We were there that night.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to get into the details. I just wanted to say that the one thing that struck me about the night, aside from the very traumatic experience, was just all the people trying to help. You know, there was at least 5 or 6 people that had pulled over to call 911. There were folks in the road trying to direct traffic around, and it haunted me, and I'm so just really touched that you were here today, because he was just a stranger and now he's not anymore.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey everybody. Sociology is about structures of power, right? We often think about structures of power as being governmental, Who manages the street? The government, right? What does the street tell us about who has the power and who doesn't have the power, right? All of this space dedicated to people driving through the neighborhood from somewhere else to somewhere else, right? We can disrupt that structure of power by insisting that this street belong to the people who use it. And we're talking about everybody who uses it, and that includes folks who are coming to the park, coming to Fairyland, crossing the street, trying to get themselves a coffee across the corner, or who live in the neighborhood who are just trying to go about their day-to-day lives. So we need to change that structure of power, and I think that Professor Burawoy would be very happy to hear us dedicate ourselves to attacking that structure and making it better. So my hat's off to him for leading us so far forward in our thinking, and now we need to take that thinking and turn it into action. And so please, we're gonna do an action. I'm gonna have, Brian is leading that, but come back here at the end and we'll give you very specific stuff that you can do to help move the needle on making Grand safer. One more thing I want to say is that, as Brian had pointed out, there are certain streets in the city where most of the collisions occur. It's called the high injury network. The city has measured it themselves. They've got the data. They know where the problems are. 8% of the streets cause 70% of all of the collisions. 8% to 60%. That difference is the design of the street. It's the multiple lanes. And we're insisting to the city that we want one lane in each direction out here instead of 2 lanes in each direction. Because what happens when you've got 2 lanes? If someone starts to slow down, somebody else will pass them. And while they're passing them, they cannot see the person who the first car slowed down for. So now you're putting yourself in a position where you're going to get hit by that other person. And it encourages speeding, and speed kills, right? So we're insisting on that, but we'll come back and we'll talk about what we're gonna do after today to make a difference. And I'm gonna hand it back to Brian.
Okay, so we're gonna do an optional action where we are going to stand in the crosswalk for 1 full light cycle and have a moment of silence while we're holding up our signs. We will be blocking traffic, so this is optional, but we'll only be blocking it for a minute, and we'll have a minute of silence. During that minute, I want you to think about the 30 people who have been killed last year. I want you to think about Michael Burawoy's memory. And I want you to think about what you can do this next year to make things safer for your community.
And if you don't have a sign yet, there's a whole bunch of signs here that you can pick up to carry into the street with you.
So grab a sign. Make one.
And queue up.
Make one. And queue up here.
Do we need to?
Oh, yeah, let me get the bullhorn. I'll get the bullhorn now. I want a line of people facing this direction, and I want a line of people facing this direction. So we'll have people on a line, 2 lines facing different directions, holding their signs. Once we're ready.
Here.
The intersection for full light cycle. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We'll be here for 1 light cycle to remember our neighbor who was killed here. This crosswalk is for people.
We'll be gone in a minute.
One light.
1 minute. One minute of silence. people, if you want to be in the photo, please come over here.